What's up, YouTube? This is John from Team Rinoki. Today I wanted to be bringing you a small update on, not really small, but just bring an update. I know we haven't put a video up in a while. Me and Donnie have both been busy. This past weekend we just actually went to the Tulsa OK Regional. I wanted to go over how we did there, and I wanted to show you the deck I used. I did play harpies. Unfortunately, I didn't get top 8. I didn't get in the top 32, I think it was, for the invite. I ended up misplaying pretty bad. My first round, I played Chain Burn. That was actually my first time to ever play a Chain Burn deck, surprisingly. And I had 0 side for it. I had nothing in the deck to stop it. Like, I didn't even think about Chain Burn when I was putting my deck together, stuff like that. Really made me rethink, what I had in my side deck and all that. But the guy I played was really cool about it. I didn't get upset. I guess most people get upset when they play Chain Burn. I don't know. I was just, whatever. Okay, one loss, whatever. He admitted that he opened really broke both duels. I did get 2-0'd by it, unfortunately. But he said he opened really broke both times. So he beat me there. My second duel, I played a Gadget Machina Fortress build. And I 2-0'd him. I've never really played the deck. I had some experience against a deck like it. It was a Mech Lord Machina Fortress build, and I 2-0'd that guy too at a previous local. But I played him, I guess, a Gadget 10 Goldfish build. I'm not really sure what it is. Then my next matchup, what was it? I played Chaos Dragons. I beat him the first. Sorry, I lost the first game to him. Did I? No, I won the first game, and then I lost the second game. He pulled out a bunch of stuff, and I had nothing I could do. I think I opened with like 1 Harpy Queen and just some random back row. Then I got him game 3. I ended up pulling Light Imprisoning Mirror out on him, and I believe D-Fissure. Harpies can work really well around D-Fissure since we exceed spam a lot. So I still had things in the graveyard where he had none. Then my next matchup I lost. It was Madolche's. He got me game 1. I got him game 2. Ice B Zero Find put in a lot of work against that deck because he would have a field full of stuff, and we'd be whittling each other down. I'd clear his field out, and he'd pull it all back out. Game 3, I lost. I wasn't necessarily outplayed, and I should have won it. I could have won it. It was right there within my grasp, and I had Zero Find on the field. I used Zero Find's effect, and I rammed his monster, his queen. Then on his turn, his effects are still negated, including his face-up field spell. So we had to go back and fix all the damage calculations that were wrong, but he rammed 2 monsters into my Zero Find to take the damage. But instead of putting them back in the deck, he ended up adding his Hoot Cake and his Messengelato, his Messengelato back to his hand. So I had Veilers. I had 2 Veilers, and I stalled out 2 more turns, but those were 2 monsters he shouldn't have had because the field spell was negated. They should have gone back to the deck. I can't be mad at him. Whether he knew what was going on or not, I can't say. He seemed like a really nice guy. I doubt he cheated. I don't think anybody caught it. And my buddy pointed it out to me afterwards where I had fucked up. And it's on me. I played Madolche's. I did play them. I just recently sold them. And I made like triple profit off what I paid for them. So I made a lot of profit off that. But it was my fuck up, so I fucked up there. And then the next round was round 5, which actually was my last round. I lost that one. I ended up just dropping because 3 losses. There's no way I was going to get top 32 being X3. I feel I could have won the rest of my matchups. I feel I should have won these last 2. But I just misplayed. This game, it was... I got him game 1. It was Light Swarm. I have very limited experience against those. I just kind of treated it like I treated Chaos Dragons as far as side goes, and I just, okay, JD's going to come out eventually, is the way I figured it. Game 1, I got him. Game 2, he got me because he went first and just put everything out. I had nothing, no answers. I was like, okay. We went to game 3. We ended up going at a time on game 3. Really good player. It was a fun match. I don't think he quite understood what my Harpies Phantasmal Dragon did, because he had a Dark Hole in his hand for a long time, so I think he could have won it if he wanted to, but I think a misplay on his part is what let us get into time. And I told him what the Harpies Pet Phantasmal did. He can't, as long as it has materials, it can't be targeted by card effects or for attacks. And I think he thought, oh, it's just unaffected by everything. What it was is it can't be targeted. So he sat on that dark hole for a while, but I ended up attacking him, and he Malevolent Catastrophed me. Now, normally that wouldn't be such a problem, but I fucked up like a bad player, and before I attacked, I set my Hysteric Party. So I had Hysteric Party until I attacked and got Malevolent Catastrophe. So I was pretty mad at myself, but, you know, hey, it's whatever. I got 2 more regionals I'm going to be going to in April. I'm going to try to make it to the San Antonio one, and then I'll definitely be making it to the Fort Worth one that's actually on my birthday, April 26th. I won't be playing Harpies. I haven't quite decided what I want to play because obviously the new ban list is right around the corner. I've got a few ideas in mind. I'll give you all a hint. Maybe y'all can guess what deck I'm trying to put together right now. It's going to be running 3, I don't know if you can see that, 3 emergency teleports. So let's see if y'all can figure out what deck I'm going to be putting together with those. It's not that hard to figure out. But that looks like a really fun deck, so I might be doing that. But, so let's get into the deck I played. I had a really good build, a really solid build for my Harpies. I am going to try one other build out. I do love this deck no matter what. I've never played a Tier 1 deck. I don't think Harpies are quite Tier 1, but they're pretty close up there. They can compete with every deck out there. Mermails really gave me a real hard matchup. I played a Mermail at a local maybe a week before the regional. Really cool guy, really great player, knows his stuff. It was pretty back and forth, but Mermails had the advantage on me. Just one of those decks I've never really come up against a lot. So, let's get into the deck profile for my new and improved Harpies. So, if you notice, this is my monster. It's a lot thinner than what it normally was. Not a lot, but it's a few thinner. I'm still running the Triple Chandler, the Triple Queen. So, here, let's get these where y'all can see them. So, we've got Triple Queen. I still need to get one more Ultra of that. I really don't care about bling versions, but for some reason my Harpy deck makes me want to bling everything out. Ooh, that is terrible glare. I apologize. So we've got the Triple Chandler, the Triple Queen, still running the 2 Dancers. Now, I played with this idea for a while, throwing Cyber Harpy Lady in there. I'm just not a fan of her because I will swarm the field with Harpy Lady 1s, and that's just 300 plus for each of them. It just makes things so much bigger. I've Hysteric Partied into 3 of these, 2 Queens, and just OTK. It's just a big push. So I'm super pro that. I cut my Dragon down to 1. So let's start picking these up so we can save space for the glare. I dropped my Dragon down to 1. I was kind of curious how that was going to work. I've seen some builds run 1. I thought 2 was the better way, but even if I draw him in my opening hand, I still have the option for the rank 7 plays. Because there's Queen Dragon Jin, it'll take me a little longer to get out there. But there's so many great rank 4 Exceeds out there right now that I'm okay with if I don't first turn rank 7. And then I added 2 Effect Veilers. Very pro this card. I originally was just running Fiendish Chain. But the problem with that was if you go first, I have no way to stop you from doing whatever you're doing. So I decided to put 2 Effect Veilers in there. This is actually only 14 monsters. Only 11 Harpies. Doesn't sound like a lot, but I get them back with Hysteric Party so much. So next, let's go to my spell lineup. I'm still running the 3 field spell. No reason not to. It's your MST. You can search it out with Queen, which thins the deck to get everything else. Triple Hysteric Sign. You can activate it. It's like Tenki. You can activate it and add an Elegant Egotist from your hand or your graveyard or deck to the hand. If it gets MST'd, you lose both effects, unfortunately. You can only gain 1 effect per turn. Since it did try to activate the first one, it wouldn't get the second one. The second one is if it goes from the field or the hand to the graveyard, you get to, at the end phase of that turn, add 3 Harpy cards from your deck to your hand, 3 different Harpy cards. Great card. It adds so much consistency to the deck. I did drop Summoner Monk, as you noticed. I found the Summoner Monk combo with this was just really slow. You didn't always have it. So I just dropped Summoner Monk and Zephyros all together. And I have found just worlds of improvement on the deck as far as how it runs, how consistent it is. Next up, I'm still only running 1 Elegant Egotist. You don't need more than 1. You can get it back with Hysteric Sign and then pop it on another turn. Whatever you need to do, this card you only need 1 of. You only have 3 targets in the deck anyways, and odds are you have a good chance of opening up to one of them. I actually opened up with this, a Hysteric Sign, and 2 Harpy Lady 1s in my hand, and I don't know if the special summons from the hand. Motherfucker, guys. See, I opened up with that at one duel, and I didn't read that this special summons from the hand, too. Man, the more you know. I thought it was just from the deck, so I have been misplaying slightly with that. Wish I'd paid attention a little bit more to that card now, so that would have changed up a few matchups. But you only need 1. It lets you special summon from your hand. You only have 3 targets. You can recycle it if you need to. So next, I do main 2 MSTs, mainly for things if you try to play your field spell over mine. I don't want yours to be out, technically, especially Necro Valley. I don't want, like, 10 key to go off, things like that. So things that the field spell's not quick enough to get, I main 2 MSTs, and I believe I side my 3rd. I'm not quite sure if it's on the side I grabbed. 1 Book of Moon, because it's Book of Moon. It is an amazing spell. If a Geargia player goes Geargia Gear and puts his 2 little level 3s out, they become level 4, you Book of Moon one, guess what? It's back down to level 3, so it throws off their play a little bit. Plus, it's just a great card. Next up, I added these in to help with consistency. I've been really negative on Pot of Duality for this deck because I special summon so much, but adding it in, even if it slows me down that 1 turn, it just improves the consistency of the deck so much by far. Especially if I open up kind of a bad hand with a Duality, I have 3 choices that I get to change my hand up with a little bit. So, pretty pro that card right now in the deck. So that's it for the spell lineup. That's 14 monsters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 spells. Let's get on to the trap lineup. I am running 2 Fiendish Chains. Once again, effect, negation. Gotta love it. I keep hearing people pro this, pro that. I'm pro having Valor and Fiendish Chains just because it's that good. So, I don't like monster effects. I might try to fit in some breakthrough skills because I am going to toy around with that magical hat build. I picked up 2 magical hats this past week, or this past weekend, one from the regional and 1 at my local. So I'm going to try that build out. I'm still running the 2 Hysteric Parties. Pardon me. With as much, I'm thinking about bumping this up to the 3rd just because I've dropped down to only 11 Harpies. So I think a 3rd one of these would just that backup to backup to backup plan. So I'm thinking about adding a 3rd of those. I'm not sure yet. 2 has been doing me wonders. I feel 3 could be dead, but you never know. Divine Wrath, guys, I am maining these. So these 2 cards, main deck, Divine Wrath and Phoenix Wingwind Blast, were my alternative to Summoner Monk to discard Hysteric Sign. I mean, I don't mind discarding anything, really, but these 2 I'm really pro of. This one will just negate the monster effect and destroy it straight up. Your Garunix tries to activate in the graveyard. Divine Wrath, no. And guess what? I'm going to get my, if I get to pitch Hysteric Sign, I'm going to get 3 Harpies at the end of this. So, just great card in general. It's a counter trap. I'm always pro counter traps. Phoenix Wingwind Blast. Put something back on the top of their deck, and it just not necessarily makes it a dead draw, but it just throws off whatever they could have drawn. So those are actually my discard outlets, along with Hysteric Party. So 6 discard outlets in this deck for Hysteric Sign that work worlds better, way better than Summoner Monk. Then I'm running 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 2 Trap Stunts. Surprisingly, someone was shocked that I mained those. I swarm the field and I attack, so why wouldn't I run this? Oh, I attack, I activate this. No. Torrential, no. My favorite thing to do is to Hysteric Party at the end of your turn, and then on my turn, Trap Stun, because that way, just in case you set that MST, and you go to MST my Hysteric Party, my monsters gets to stay on the field because Trap Stun negated it. So even if it goes away, it won't take my Harpies with it. So that is a really big favorite thing of mine to do. Then, of course, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Solemn, 1 Torrential. I feel this is a staple. These 2, not so much, but I like to run them. I know people run Deep Prison, some people run 2 Mirror Forces. So, one thing I thought about trying to put in there, because sometimes I'll have some dead stuff on my backfield. I've thought about trying to fit in a Full House. I don't like that card. Not that it's not a good card. it's just written so stupid, and the way it works is really broke. So I've thought about maybe putting one of those in there. So that's it for the actual main deck. Let's get on to my side deck, guys. Once again, D-Fissure. Harpies can work around it. So the way D-Fissure works is materials on an Exceed monster aren't technically monsters. So when they go to the graveyard, Dimensional Fissure doesn't put them in the grave. It puts them in the grave. It doesn't banish them. So great card. I still get, because I can't work around macro because nothing goes to my graveyard then. Nothing, period. But D-Fissure is very well worked around. 2 Swords of Concealing Light for Bujins. It doesn't target and it doesn't destroy, so then when you attack over it, they can't hair or turtle your shit. Or I can Chidori their monster at the bottom of the deck. So, 2 Black Horn of Heavens, mainly to stop things like Karakuri monsters or that, Bujin Exceed or that Fire Fist Exceed. It's just a counter trap. It really has no cost. It's just no. You exceed, no. It can't stop things like Rekindling and other things that summon monsters. So it's like Thunder. It's just like it's a trap Thunder King. So great card. 2 Mind Crushes. There's so many cards that add, or so many decks that add cards to the hand. Why not have that way to get rid of it? And you can get lucky. My buddy has Mind Crushed me and maybe pitch all my Chandlers from my hand to the graveyard first turn. So I was like, I don't know what to do now. Hope for Hysteric Party soon. Then 2 Vanity's Emptiness. I can work around it. I did. This actually put in work for me at the regional against Lightsworn. I wasn't letting him pull out his BLS. I wasn't letting him pull out his Chaos Sorcerer until I attacked into Malevolent Catastrophe, which wouldn't have been a problem if I hadn't set Hysteric Party, but I did, like a bad player. But we learned from our mistakes, people. 2 Karma Cuts. Great card, actually. So it's like they have a Grunix in the graveyard, they pull another one out, you get rid of both of them with 1 card. Same for Grapha. Basically, any monster on the field that you Karma Cut, any of them in the graveyard with the same name are banished. Now, with that being said, this is amazing for the Harpy Mirror match because all Harpy ladies, or all Harpy monsters, are Harpy Lady on the field and in the graveyard. So it's like, ha! Karma Cut, you're Dancer. Oh, look! Your entire graveyard just got banished. Sucks for you, buddy. So, great card. I threw it in there mainly for the mirror match, but I found it did a lot of good. Banish things like Madolche stuff, all sorts of ways to get, to hit stuff. So, 2 Light Imprisoning Mirrors, Bujins, Chaos, Lightsworn, because their main, to me it feels like their main part of their engine is the Light engine to mill for those 2 decks. Bujins, of course, because then they can't turtle or crane, or I mean they can crane, but they can't turtle or honest you. And D-Fissure actually stops crane because it has to be able to go to the graveyard. So that actually stops crane. I believe it stops honest too. And then 2 Curse Seal of Forbidden Spells. I will actually alternate between this and Phoenix Wingwind Blast. So you get to take away a spell completely out of that duel, and all I have to do is pitch a spell card? Okay, I can work with that. I'll pitch my Hysteric Sign, or hopefully an Elegant Aegis that I can recycle later. At a local a couple weeks back, my teammate played a Gravekeeper deck, Curse Sealed him Game 3. He won Game 1, lost Game 2, really just kind of didn't want it just to keep going on. The guy was stalling, so he just gave him the win, jumped into Game 3, and just wrecked him. But, so I went in there, and then I played him next. So I had to play down to him, and Game 1, he went first, I won. So I sided these in because it was Gravekeepers. I'm like, well, if he doesn't have Necro Valley, they can't do anything to me, really. So I just waited and waited. I had a Elegant Egotist in my hand. Then I got this first turn. And then I drew my Hysteric Sign. I'm like, sweet. So I went off with my Elegant Egotist play. And then next turn, wouldn't you know it, he played his Necro Valley. And I Curse Sealed it. He threw his cards down, said I scoop, and walked off with his stuff. So made him pretty salty, and he just walked away. So pretty pro that card. Plus, you can take things like Tensu away, Tenki. Just there's so much you can take away that are spells. And it's any spell card. So let's get on to my extra deck. I know this video is going to be going kind of long, but I talked about a few other things, guys. I'm going to give you a few more updates on some stuff that should be coming this week. First off, I'm playing one Excite Knight and one Nightmare Shark. Or sorry, not Nightmare Shark, Silent Honors Art, number 101. Both amazing cards, situational at best. I'll be completely honest with you, I've never got to make this guy in a duel yet. I've never needed him. I feel like there might have been 1 or 2 times I could have made him, but he just wasn't available to me. 101, on the other hand, I make if I need to. Yeah, it's just a good card. It's a great card, to be honest. So just one of each. I don't need more. Then I'm still running the 2 Lightning Chidoris. This card just makes people mad. When they see 2 level 4s out, they know what's coming next. So they just know. Because I'm going to bounce something set or something face down, so I go to the bottom of the deck, then I'm going to detach, put something on the top of the deck. And people didn't understand this. They're like, I'd be like, bottom of the deck, and they're like, okay, detach. I'm like, I don't have to. That's his effect when he's summoned. So people don't really listen, it seems like, but hey, whatever. Harpies Pet Phantasmal. This card just throws people off. They'll try to attack. I'm like, no, you can't attack me. And then I'll attack. They're like, okay, and they'll start doing damage. I'm like, no. You take the full 2,000. I attack direct. Why would I attack your monster? I have a 2K beater that can just go straight for you, and you can't target him. And then people don't think that, like I said, I've run into a few people that just think he's unaffected completely. All I said was he can't be targeted, but once again, people don't listen or they don't take the time to read the card. 1 Queen Dragon Jin. This thing, like I said, guys, this is what makes this deck run with just 1 dragon, is this card, because I can just bring it back from the graveyard. I've Hysteric Party played, I've pulled a Dancer back to my hand, I've made a Chandler effect, brought another Harpy to replace it, overlaid for Phantasmal. Wait, I don't even remember now, but I did something, then I brought the dragon back, made it rank 7. Either way, it ended up with me having a huge field of Exceed monsters. I'm sorry if I can't remember exactly what I did, but it ended up with a Draco Sack or a Master of Blades, I forget which I grabbed, and then a couple other Exceeds that just say, fuck you. Ice Beast Zero Fine, put in a lot of work against Madolches. They fill their field up, and then you're like, oh, your effects are all negated while they're on the field. Sucks for you! No more ticket! So, I actually did mess up playing him game 1. I Phoenix Wingwind Blast, a Hoot Cake, to the deck. That actually set ticket off, so he was like, okay, grabbed his ticket. I was like, damn it. Then 1 Cowboy, 1 Dweller, because they're just really good cards. Dweller, negate any effect that activates in the graveyard. Cowboy wins games, plain and simple. I played a Glad Beast at a local. I bum rushed him real quick, set a couple back row. I just blew the field up with Harpies. Then made Cowboy and hit him for 8 the next turn. I basically gave him a choice because I knew he had a Chariot out. It's like, I'm going to do a couple plays. I'm going to make you waste that Chariot, or I'm going to make you waste it on Cowboy. Either way you lose, he had 300 life points. So, and then for my rank 7s, I actually run 2 Draco Sacks. I had somebody ask me, do I ever make 2 Draco Sacks? The answer to that is no. But I think of Draco Sack like a condom. I would rather have you in my back pocket and not need you than need you and not have you. So I always keep 2 in my extra deck for my Harpies. I can make 2. It's very doable. I've just never had to. But there have been times where I've made Draco Sack, I made Big Eye, or I made a Draco Sack and a Master of Blades, or Master of Blades and a Big Eye. So I can put out rank 7s more than once. Then speaking of Big Eye and Master of Blades, I run 1 of each. Oh, and to finish things off, I run 1 Maystroke. I don't know why he was the back with the rank 7s, but I run 1 Maystroke, I run 1 Master of Blades, and 1 Big Eye. So that's it for my extra deck, guys. That's it for my side deck. That's it for my main deck on my Harpies. It's a real big change for me, especially running such a low monster count of monsters I actually play on the field. So, but like I said, guys, I feel that my build that I have currently going has just improved consistency. I'm always improving on the deck, I feel like. I can't wait to try the Magical Hat build out. I just need to go pick up some breakthrough skills. I'm thinking about, I don't think I want to drop Phoenix Chain, so I got to figure out what I want to take out and what I want to put in, or what I really want to take out, because I just want to add the breakthroughs, and I want to add the Magical Hat, so that's 4 cards, which means I got to take 4 cards out. So that does pose a little bit of a problem. But that's it for the Harpy deck profile. The other day, I was trying to upload a new Sylvan video for the new Primal Origin support. Normally, I don't like doing that. I don't like doing decks that I don't have the cards for. And I was like, well, whatever. I'm a huge fan of Sylvans. As soon as Primal Origins comes out, I'm jumping on that bandwagon. I really don't want to say jumping on the bandwagon. I've been excited for Sylvans since I found out what they were. It'll be my first plant deck. And I think that deck is just going to be automatically tier 1 once Primal Origin hits. It's just so much broke support coming out for it. But I couldn't get the video to record first. And I was like, damn it. And I was like, well, I'll just stick through it. And then I finally got it to record. But I had my headset plugged in. And I was wearing my headset. But I had something clicked for mute, I guess, on the game. For Dual Network. So it didn't even take any of my sound. I was like, damn it. But I'm actually pretty happy it didn't go through. I play tested the deck a lot on Dual Network. It's a decent build, but I feel I can still improve on it. So I don't want to bring you that updated deck profile till 1, I have the cards. That's just how I like to do things. And then 2, when I feel I have a really good build for it, because I really don't want to do the Gigaplant build. Everybody else is doing that, so I want to try to do my own thing. I don't want to copy somebody else's build. I am going to try to have a deck out for you this week, another deck profile. I think I'm going to build Cyber Dragons. I bought 3 of the starter deck, whatever it is, when it came out, just to have it, just like whatever. But I see a lot of them out there. I feel I can do better. I feel I can make a better deck than some of the ones I've come up against. So why not? I have everything I need for that deck. It's just going to swarm the field, so I'm going to run like Triple Trap Stun and go ham. And this guy right here, Cyber Dragon Nova, is a bitch. Because he's kind of like Madolche's in the aspect that no matter how he goes to the graveyard, you get his effect. So if you Solemn Warning him, if you steal... Well, you can't Steel Swarm Roach him. Well, no, because he's not a level. If you Thunder King him, anything, he's still in your possession when he goes to the graveyard. So his effect still kicks in. So it's like, okay, you got rid of my 2100 Exceed monster. Let me pull out this 2800 that can attack twice. Or let me pull out this 4K beater with piercing. So he's really broke in that aspect. Now I had to explain to a kid how he worked though, because it states on him in your possession. So he's like, oh, even if you 101 him, I'll still get his effect if he goes to the graveyard through the effect. No, you won't, because technically he's in my possession when he goes to the graveyard. So, but I feel I can do a really good build of that Cyber Dragon deck. I'm probably going to go for the OTK variant. There's really not much to deviate from that. I just feel like if I go into a mirror match, I don't have a Chimera Tech Fortress, so I probably need to pick one of those up. But I feel like I'm going to get Chimera Tech, so I'm probably going to hope for Warning and Bottomless real quick. Anyways, guys, I'm John from Team Rhinoki. Please make sure you rate, subscribe, comment, everything below. I'm sure my teammate Donnie will have a video up of what he played at the regionals, explaining how he did. To be honest, he did do. I think he was doing better than me. I think he won. I think he was X2, and then I went X3. We just left. He was mainly there for me, well, just to have fun. But he already has his invite, so I'm really just trying to play catch up at this point. But I will get my invite, guys, and either way I will be going to Nationals to just support my teammate at the very least. So, anyways, he will be bringing his deck profile for what he played, and I'm sure he'll do some other things. Hopefully I can get him and me at the same time to do a video where we can just do another discussion video just talking about how this format's coming to an end, so we can talk about what we think has dominated the format, what kind of... yeah, it just kind of came out of nowhere in certain aspects. So, anyways, guys, like I said, I'm John. This is Team Rhinoki. Leave your comments below. Like us, subscribe. If you keep subscribing, we will do more deck profiles. We will make sure to do them. I need to get back in the habit of doing one a week. So, anyways, guys, I have a couple ideas also for other decks to play, like I said. Tell me what I'm going to play. Anybody? Later.